and girls. All right, today we're going to be looking at liquid volume. There's going to be a little activity that you can do at home and then some questions that you can solve as well. So we first start off always with our mental math. So these are things you should be doing in our brain. Okay, you're going to be looking at sums today. Remember, sums are the answers to addition problems. So this one, you're trying to figure out which one of these problems here would give you the answer that would be about 250. And then for this one, which one would give you the sum or answer, right, of about 500. Again, try to do this on your brain, okay, not trying to work it out. Okay? And then here is our focus, okay, looking at volume. So looking at these pictures, which one do you think would hold the greatest volume? That means like which one can hold the most liquid? Would it be A, B, C, or D? Go ahead and circle your choice and then maybe off to the side explain why you picked that jar. Because today we're looking at liquid volume and a few questions about mass as well. Those are going to be like the solids. So we're going to investigate volume using beakers and solving real-world problems involving mass and volume. This is something you could see on Evaluate, and you might get to see on iLearn as well. Okay, these are also things that you do in real life. When you go to the store, you might want to see something, is it really worth paying for what you're getting? Okay, so let's go ahead and look at today's activity. So how could you measure liquid volume? Well, we're going to use beakers. If you have a beaker at home, that would be great. Okay, it could also be like a measuring cup that you might have, your parents might use to help make baked items or cook with. Beakers, though, are a little bit more scientific and mathematical. So we have these here that you can use whatever you have at home to help you kind of measure. So we use beakers to help us measure how much liquid is in a container since the beaker has measurements on the side. So you can see these are in milliliters, okay? And it is 1 full liter because 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. So milliliters have to be really small, okay? And 1 liter is this. Think about like a 2-liter thing of pop, right? Or soda. Okay, those are 2 liters. So if you cut that in half, that would be about 1 liter. Okay, think of it like a ruler, right? 1 meter is 100 centimeters, right? That's like 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. Okay, that is kind of a similar way to look at this. Okay. Now, here are different types of beakers. You can have different sizes. Some are wider, some are taller. Okay, some of them have different numbers to the side. This one goes up to 800. This one goes only up to 150. This one goes up to 200 here, but says it goes up to 250. Now, if you have some things at home, this would be a great activity for you to try, is getting some different types of containers and jars, and you can get a thing of water, and you can see like how many of this jar does it take to fill this other jar. And then maybe you could try like a big jar, how many little jars can it fit into? Okay, just trying different things. Maybe can you find one that would be about the same as the other jar? And you can test that out with different jars. Okay, you can also work on this in your book if you want on page 218. I'm not going to keep this page on here just because you don't have to do this activity since you might not have all the materials at home. So I'm not going to have you do this, but you can do this with somebody at home in your book on page 218 if you would like. This, though, is the page that I want you to do because this is one that I know you can do without having to have the materials. But I'm going to keep this on here so that in case you want to, even if you don't fill out that worksheet, right, you can still test it out and it will help you understand this a little bit better. So here it says which jar is the tallest. So remember, tall is like up and down, okay? And you can figure out which one is the tallest and you can write the letter here. Here it says which jar is the widest. So wide is like going across this way. Which one would be the widest jar? And then I want you to answer this question. Which jar has the most volume and which has the least volume? Like which one can hold the most liquid and which one can hold the least amount of liquid? And go ahead and tell me why you say that. Okay, because this is something that could be on iLearn, right? They ask lots of different types of measurement questions, okay? And so these are going to be focused in on the volume and mass. So I'm going to pause right here, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to answer a question that might be on iLearn.